Hello, thank you so much for joining this mock interview. Can you please define major incident in ServiceNow and why you treat it differently?
Sure. So, a major incident in ServiceNow is basically a high impact incident that causes serious disruption to critical business operations. It's not such as a normal ticket, this affects many users or critical services. ServiceNow allows us to promote such incidents to a major incident through the major incident management process. Now, once it's promoted, it follows a faster, more coordinated process, such as auto escalations, quicker notifications, and collaboration rooms. This avoids delays and ensures all stakeholders are in sync. Honestly, it's such as treating it as a crisis instead of just another ticket, which really improves response time and reduces chaos during high-pressure situations.
Great. Now, can you walk me through the incident management lifecycle in ServiceNow?
Yeah, definitely. So, in ServiceNow, the incident management lifecycle is very structured. It all starts with identifying and logging the incident, either by users, monitoring tools, or service desk agents. Then we categorize it correctly, prioritize it based on impact and urgency, and assign it to the right team. The next step is investigation and diagnosis. This is where the actual troubleshooting happens. Once we find the solution, we move to resolution and recovery, and finally, we close the incident after confirming everything is fine. I personally always ensure documentation is completed at closure, and we also capture lessons learned if it's a complex case. ServiceNow makes this process seamless through workflows and automation.
Okay, can you tell me what is incident tennis and how do you escalate incidents to avoid incident tennises?
That's a great one. Incident tennis is a huge productivity killer, where tickets keep bouncing between teams without progress. To avoid this, I always focus on clear assignment rules in ServiceNow. We use assignment lookup rules to automatically send incidents to the right group based on the category or CI involved. Also, I encourage my teams to add meaningful work notes and always perform proper triage before reassigning. Plus, we track SLA timers closely. If the resolution is delayed, it triggers escalation workflows automatically. In my experience, proactive communication with assigned teams also helps a lot in cutting down the back and forth.
Cool, great. What is your experience with the root cause analysis and preventing recurring incidents? Share your personal experience on that.
Oh yes, root cause analysis is something I really focus on. After resolving incidents, I look at trends to see if issues are recurring. I follow methods such as 5 whys or fishbone analysis to get to the real cause. In ServiceNow, I ensure we fill the root cause field in incident records and link them to problem tickets if needed. I also work closely with the problem management team to drive permanent fixes and preventive actions. And honestly, closing the loop by publishing knowledge base articles after major fixes has worked wonders for reducing repeat incidents.
Okay. How do you define and measure incident SLA in ServiceNow?
That's an important area. So, SLAs in ServiceNow define how quickly incidents should be responded to and resolved, based on business impact. We usually categorize them by priority, such as P1 needs a response in 30 minutes and resolution within 4 hours. For example, what's great about ServiceNow is that it tracks SLAs automatically, whether it's paused, breached, or completed on time. I regularly monitor SLA dashboards to spot where we are struggling and fine-tune either the process or training. Honestly, SLAs aren't just numbers, they're trust indicators for our IT team's performance.
Great. When should you create an incident versus a service request?
This is a very common confusion. An incident is for restoring broken services, such as email not working or network down. A service request, on the other hand, is for planned activities such as requesting software or getting a new laptop. In ServiceNow, these are handled through different processes and forms. Incidents focus on urgency, quick fixes, and restoring service, while requests may involve approvals and fulfillment steps. In my role, I always educate users on this difference because misclassification wastes a lot of time for both users and IT.
Okay. What is the value of associating CIs or services to incidents? Elaborate it, please.
Linking configuration items, CIs, or business services to incidents is honestly a game changer. When we tag the right CI, it shows us exactly which part of the infrastructure is affected. This makes it easier to spot patterns and avoid manual guesswork during troubleshooting. In ServiceNow, this link helps populate dependency views too, so we can visualize downstream impacts quickly. Plus, it improves reporting, since we can track the most problematic services over time. I always insist on mandatory CI tagging for critical incidents to maintain this visibility.
Great. Tell me, how do templates and record producers streamline incident creation?
Sure, templates and record producers save a ton of time, honestly. Templates are pre-filled forms for repetitive incident types, such as password resets or server disk issues, so we don't have to manually fill in the same data every time. Record producers are even better for end users. They guide users through a step-by-step form in the service catalog, and once submitted, it creates an incident behind the scenes. In my team, I actively encourage using both, because they reduce manual errors and speed up ticket creation massively.
Okay, fine. Good answer. Can you please explain urgency versus impact and how they determine the priority?
Sure. So, impact means how many people or systems are affected, and urgency means how fast we need to act. Both together define the priority in ServiceNow using priority lookup rules. For example, if the email system is down company-wide, that's high impact and high urgency, priority 1. But if just one printer isn't working for a single user, that's low impact, low urgency, priority 4. This systematic approach avoids emotional prioritization and keeps our incident handling consistent and fair.
Cool. Tell me, how do you engage problem management from incident management?
Great question. So, if we see an incident that has happened multiple times or has a serious impact, that's when we involve problem management. ServiceNow makes it easy to link incidents to problems directly. I always check for existing problems before creating new ones to avoid duplication. Once the problem is opened, problem managers take over for root cause analysis and permanent fixes. I still stay involved to ensure the incident side stays updated on progress, especially if users keep asking for updates.
Okay. What matrices or KPIs do you track as per incident manager?
There are quite a few, but my top ones are incident SLA compliance, both response and resolution. Secondly, first time resolution rate. Then mean time to acknowledge, MTTA, and mean time to resolve, MTTR. And last one is number of incidents per category or service. ServiceNow makes it easy to track all these using dashboards and performance analytics. I regularly review these numbers during weekly OPS calls to spot trends and take corrective actions. Honestly, without these KPIs, you are just guessing about performance.
Okay. What is included in post-incident review?
A post-incident review is really about learning and improving. In the peer, we review the entire incident lifecycle: what happened, when it happened, who did what, and what could have been done better. I also ensure we capture root cause, contributing factors, and action items, whether process changes, tool improvements, or team training. Peers aren't about blame, they're about accountability and growth. I always push for at least one actionable takeaway from every major peer.
Great. How do you manage major incident communication with stakeholders?
Communication during major incidents is everything. In ServiceNow, we use the Major Incident Workbench, It centralized all updates, timelines, and status communications. I set clear stakeholder update schedules, such as hourly updates for P1S, and use ServiceNow's notifications and communication plans to automate this. We also host regular bridge calls during active incidents. My rule is simple. Over-communicate rather than under-communicate. It builds trust even if the issue takes time to resolve.
Okay. Tell me, how do you ensure smooth handoff in follow the sun or 24/7 support?
In a 24/7 support model, clear handoff is non-negotiable. We use ServiceNow's assignment rules based on location or time zone, plus shared dashboards for visibility across shifts. Before every handoff, we document the incident status, next steps, blockers, and deadlines. Sometimes, we also do quick sync calls if needed. Consistency here avoids tickets falling through the cracks overnight. I always remind my team, handoffs are as important as resolutions.
Okay. Finally, the last question. Tell me about a time you improved incident management and what did you do and what results did you see in that case?
Yeah, I'll share one example. In one of my previous roles, we noticed SLA breaches increasing rapidly. After analyzing the data, I found that incidents were getting stuck in triage or assigned to the wrong teams. So, I revamped our priority matrix, fine-tuned assignment rules, and held triage training workshops. I also automated escalations for delayed tickets using ServiceNow's workflows. Within about 2 months, we improved SLA compliance by around 35% and reduced incident resolution time by almost half. It was really satisfying because it not only improved our metrics but also boosted end-user satisfaction.
Great. Thank you so much.